episode number 233. Are these comics going to make good film and television shows? We have Batman Hush 2, which the Batman run of 159. And then I'm going to do Spider-Man and Predator number 1. Let's talk about it right now. Back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I'm your host, Frank Zanca, an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. Remember to give me that like, give me that thumbs up if you can. And remember too to share this out there. And if you'd like to read anything that I've written, I am on Amazon.com with my books, including my 4-novel series, Destiny Aurora. It is sci-fi. It is also made into a board game, an RPG, and a graphic novel. I also have my fantasy book, Tales of Ravenor the Iron Witch. I have a Holocaust biography called Escape from Berlin. And then a ghost story along the lines of The Sixth Sense called The Awakening. And I'm working on a new book right now called Battle for the Ruby Slippers. And a new comic I'm going to be releasing very, very shortly. I just got some of the covers in, which is being colored right now, called Fairy Tales of Terror. All right, so let's jump into this episode. I'm going to make this a shorter episode because I just got off a film and I'm working on another film literally back to back, and I just don't have enough time to edit. So I'm going to make this incredibly short. I'm not going to go through this page by page like I normally do. So we're just going to talk about the basic storyline and whether I think it's good and will ever hit the big screen at all. So the original Hush storyline, I think, is very good. It's not great, but a lot of it was dependent on the art because you have Jim Lee doing the art, and Jim Lee, of course, turned into the upper echelon of DC Comics, and he doesn't draw anymore, not to the extent of a monthly. So for him to come back, it was a big deal. Unfortunately, Jeff Loeb is literally laying on his keyboard and writing this thing, because the writing on this is horrible, horrible. So you have Hush, which is Tommy Elliott, which is a childhood friend of Bruce, who basically turned into a villain out of jealousy to a certain extent, I guess. But in here, the last issue, Batman was just acting stupid all the way through. And then he found the Joker basically was tortured. Tortured to the point of death. So he takes the Joker out to go save his life. And we're going, like the beginning all goes through, the crime alley thing so that we can reintroduce Leslie Thompson, who I guess really supported Bruce when his parents died. But she's a doctor, so he ends up bringing her there. But throughout the entire thing, she's like, he needs to be in a hospital. He needs to be in a hospital. She says it like 20 times, man. And Batman's like, no, man. Nah. Yeah, you're just saying that because you don't want to be seen with him at the hospital. Why would Batman care about being seen with the Joker at a hospital? It makes absolutely zero sense. Zero sense. And the fact that Jeff Loeb is writing the other side of this, saying he needs to be in a hospital, and Batman's like, nah. It's just bad. It's just bad. So we get the shot of the Joker, like this. And then here's even the worst part of this. I guess she saves his life to a certain extent, and Batman actually has some kind of an injection in his pocket that ends up solving the problem anyway. He didn't even really need to bring her there. And then he ends up with the Joker at the Batcave. We got a really nice picture here. But why did he just bring her? If he had all the gear, why not bring him to the Batcave to begin with? It makes absolutely no sense. Just none. And then, of course, we got the introduction of Red Hood in here, who was killed by the Joker, was brought back to the Lazarus Pit. And now, of course, he's not happy with Batman saving the life of the person that killed him. So Jason Todd brings out his gun, and of course Batman stops him. So from there, we have him literally shooting him in the chest. I don't get any of that. And then Batman picks up the gun. Never. It's like Jeff Loeb doesn't know Batman in the least. Look, he's got the gun. He shoots the guy in the head to break his mask. What? How did he know the bullet wasn't going to pierce the thing and shoot the guy in the face? And now he's got the gun under... No, this is not Batman. Batman has a no-gun rule. He will not pick up a gun. He especially will not fire it. And especially fire it at somebody's face. And then we got this really bad version of the Riddler. What the hell is that? It looks like Lockout. Just awful. Just awful. I don't even know what they were thinking. And on top of that, just keep in mind, this was 30 pages for $5. Just keep that in mind, because I'm going to bring that up later. But this is complete trash. Complete trash. It's like Jeff Loeb has never read a Batman book ever. And I know that's not the case. But the artwork's not enough for me to keep going with this. I'm jumping ship. I'm done with it. I don't really care what happens at this point. It's just pissing me off. So I know this will never hit the screen. Even the cartoon that they did from the original Hush, they screwed that up too. So I don't have any high hopes for Hush ever hitting the screen in any sense of the word. All right, so let's jump into Predator versus Spider-Man. It's probably not something I would ever think about seeing, but here it is, written by Benjamin Percy. So the whole beginning is all about it being hot. It's hot, it's the summertime, whatever, and we have a detective that's finding all of these people kind of ripped to shreds, and there's trophies taken, etc. So they're trying to figure out that. I like that picture of Spider-Man a lot. And then we get a classic J. Jonah Jameson, and anyway, he's finding these murdered people, and he's telling J. Jonah that we have a serial killer, and then he runs into the second group of bodies, and he's like, yeah, we have a really bad thing. And then the power goes off because of, I guess, the heat. Of course, he also saved kids that were about to get run over because they were playing in the thing. Kids are always getting run over in Marvel books. But anyway, so I mean, we get some gore in here for sure. Definitely people getting all their skin ripped off, etc. And then the Predator puts the mask kind of like on like Face Off. But anyway, the power goes off, so I guess the Daily Bugle is now an online thing, and we get continuous gore, continuous. So very Predator. I like that, and I also like how Jack-o'-lantern is there. But anyway, so power goes off. So like, what are they going to do? So they end up printing newspapers by using the generator, which I think was kind of cool. But anyway, we get MJ on the train. And the power goes, so when the power goes out, she's on the train. She's trying to calm down some people. But out the window, she ends up seeing the Predator with the mask on of the guy's face. And I'm really glad that we did not lose this opportunity in here, because there is a really great opportunity. Again, a really nice picture of Spider-Man there on the bottom. But anyway, then we get... some of these guys, villains getting, chopped up, etc. And you think it's a Predator, but then you look at the hand and it's not. And I'm really glad they didn't not do this. And it ends up being Kraven. Kraven absolutely needs to be in this book. But here's the thing. This is the same 30 pages, and it's $6.99 or $5.99. Yeah. So it's $1 more than the DC book. The DC book is $4.99. $5.99, both 30 pages long. I don't know what Marvel's thinking, man. Just charging up the ass for everything. And you can't tell me that the print cost more. They're just charging more. So, I mean, you can't tell me that Benjamin Percy and Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee are cheaper. They're not. So this actually, if this was a movie, I think everybody in the world would see this. with Craven in there and the Predator and Spider-Man. The problem is you couldn't have kids because you'd go into you'd have to tone down the violence on the Predator side if you had a movie for it. But absolutely, it would do extremely well if they took it in that direction. If they made it an R movie, an R Spider-Man movie. Again, you couldn't take kids to it, but I think it would. It's kind of like Wolverine and Deadpool. That's kind of how this would be, except on the gore level. But overall, I thought this was good. I'm waiting to see, hopefully the next one will be $4.99, so I can even say, okay, I'm gonna get it, because $5.99 is gonna be just too expensive to get an entire run that way. And this is just a piece of trash, and I'm quitting it already. So this will be my last review of Batman Hush 2. I just don't care. All right, well, that's it for me. Remember to give me a like, give me a subscribe if you can. And share this out there so people know what's on the shelves right now. And on top of that, remember to check out my stuff on Amazon. Have an absolute great week, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.